Good afternoon. I'm going to show you real quickly how to make some hummus. Basil hummus, actually. Basil pesto. So I got my little jar of basil pesto here, but we're not going to put this in until after we make the hummus. We'll stir this in afterward. The last time I made hummus, I didn't record it, I forgot. And I put avocado in mine, which you can too if you want, but just know that it will go bad faster. But it is a really good snack with avocado in there too. Increases the healthiness of your dish. So I've got my bag of garbanzo beans. There's about 3.5 servings in here. These are organic, and I like them in the bag because they don't come in the aluminum can. You can get a shot of the ingredients there, or nutrition facts. So we're just gonna peel open this bag. I'm going to dump. Do we have anything that can measure a 1/4 cup? Alrighty. So I opened up the bag of the garbanzo beans. I washed them with some filtered water, put them in a bowl. I did save a 1/4 cup of the garbanzo bean juice, and we're just gonna dump that right here into my blender. And then I squeezed half of a lemon, fresh. I got the juice right here. We'll put in a teaspoon or 2 of lemon juice. All right. So that was 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And then I got fresh whole garlic cloves. Put those in. And then we got Bragg's organic olive oil. It's half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. Hey Amanda, can you give me a teaspoon? And we've got some tahini right here. It's organic, Whole Foods brand tahini, and that's just fresh ground up organic sesame seed. So I guess you can pulverize it in a grinder or whatever. Smells good. Put that in there. 1, 2. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, and then I'm using Himalayan pink sea salt here. Probably about a teaspoon maybe. Let's see. I've got it all ground up right here. And that's only half a teaspoon I ground up. Okay. Dump in our beans. All right. And then we're gonna blend this. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of cumin in here too. And you can feel free to add whatever types of spices, flavors that you want to your hummus. I love basil pesto hummus, roasted red pepper hummus. You can spice it up and put jalapeno in there, Thai chili if you really want it spicy, cayenne. This is just going to be your basic Mediterranean style garlic basil pesto hummus, and we're going to blend up these beans, and then we'll put in a teaspoon or so of basil pesto to taste, and we'll mix that in after we blend up our beans. And whatever else you want to experience with your own homemade hummus, but it's super easy to make. Here is the blender right here. I'm just going to put it on, whip it up, and then I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so we're back with the final product. You can see here the hummus. Perfect side dish for one bag for, you know, a couple of people. So you want to make a bigger batch. You don't have to double up on everything or triple up on everything. Turn it down. And I used to love eating my hummus with fresh baked pita bread from a brick oven. There was this restaurant I'd always bring some home to when I worked out in Las Colinas called Andaluz, Mediterranean restaurant, and they had like the best pita bread. It's probably not the best thing for you, especially if you're gluten or celiac, gluten sensitive or celiac, but man, it was sure tasty when you had hot, fresh pita bread with your hummus. But we do cucumbers, so I just cut up and diced it into small pieces just now to taste this, to see if I need to add anything else to it. And I haven't mixed in the basil pesto just yet, so I'm trying to figure out what it tastes like before I do that, if I have enough salt or whatnot in there. I think it tastes pretty good. You want to try it? I mean, the basil pesto is definitely going to bring out more flavor to it, but it's got great garlic flavor. Probably do a little bit more salt, but I don't know how much. Probably do a little bit to taste. Okay. I'm sure the basil pesto would be enough to flavor it up. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is open up the basil pesto, and I'm going to stir that in there with that. And can you give me a teaspoon, Amanda? Preferably a long one. So this has the oil. I should mix all this up, you think? The oil on top and all. Alright. Oh, it smells so good. There's a little, I don't even know if you consider them Mediterranean, Zoe's restaurant. It's like a casual dining. And they have basil pesto and everything there. And it's so good. Yeah, that one bite of the hummus with the cucumber made me that much more hungry. So we're going to take a... Should I do 2 scoops of this? Yeah. Alright, there's 2 scoops of basil pesto. Now that's the Mazzetta's brand of basil pesto. Now we're just going to stir this into it. Usually when I make it just the hummus by itself without the basil pesto, what I'll do is take my spoon and just kind of make a little volcano dip on the top of the hummus here, and then I'll pour a little bit of olive oil in that little hole, and then I'll take pine nuts, organic pine nuts, and I'll put those in the olive oil pit that I made on top of the hummus, just as a little pretty garnish. And yeah, the texture and flavor of the pine nuts into there. I don't have them. They don't come in this jar normally. They come in a bag, and they're the organic 365 brand from Whole Foods, but they're really, really small. But these are super nutritious and healthy, and so flavorful. Alright, so now we're going to take our cucumber again, dip it in here, and see how much pesto we need to add, because it wasn't that much pesto, but basil pesto is very strong. That's one thing we got to do next is make our homemade basil pesto. I think that's perfect. Good flavor. Not too much. Definitely get the basil pesto taste and the garlic aftertaste. I'd say it's really good. And then you can eat this with not just cucumbers. I peeled mine and de-seeded them, but you can do it with celery, you can do a bell pepper. It's a good way to snack and get your vegetables in at the same time of eating a good healthy snack as well. So here is the hummus after the basil pesto is all stirred in. You can see it really didn't affect the color. It just made it taste that much better. So hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how your recipe turns out and if it tastes great. All right, I appreciate it. Have a great day.